Hello everyone. Today myself Diksha Sharma, 3rd MBBS. I am here to present you a case of ENT. Let's just read the case first. A patient comes to the clinic having had a previous septoplasty. Anterior anoscopy shows a straight septum, yet he still complains of a blocked nose. The patient complains of having allergies also. What have to we find out? That is, first is our differential diagnosis, then how we will approach the diagnosis, then what is our final diagnosis, and what is the management of the case. These 4 things we need to solve it out. This is the image we are provided with the appearance of nasal cavity, that is pale and edematous. So let's just first write down the points we are given in the question. First one is we are provided with history of septoplasty, then complaints of nasal obstruction and allergy, then anterior anoscopy shows straight septum. Yes, now the first thing we have to do is differential diagnosis. How we will go with that? We will take what the patient is having. He is having complaints of nasal obstruction. Okay, so based on this complaint, we will do our differential diagnosis. First is foreign body, then nasal valvular collapse, acute viral rhinosinusitis, acute bacterial rhinosinusitis, allergic chronic rhinosinusitis, non-allergic chronic rhinosinusitis, nasal polyps, benign neoplasia of the nasal cavity, example squamous carcinoma, then rhinitis medicamentosa, then residual adenoid pad, then postnasal space tumors, squamous carcinoma, and systemic disease, example sarcoidosis or tuberculosis. These diseases a patient might have. Yes, we have here one thing is that we have not mentioned here septal perforation or septal hematoma, because the question itself is saying that the anterior anoscopy is showing straight septum. So that is already being ruled out. Now from these diagnoses, how we will reach the correct one? So that is our next step, clinical approach. We will examine the patient very carefully and assess the nose systematically. The first step is the external nose should be assessed for any deformity. If there is no deformity, no deviated nasal septum or no spot, that means the appearance is quite good. Now we will move on to our next approach. That is, we assess the nasal LR for significant collapse on deep inhalation. From this we have ruled out nasal valvular collapse. Then we will examine the nasal cavity using a exhibit or rigid endoscope to identify any foreign body, masses, mucosal innervation and crusting. From this we have ruled out presence of foreign body or the nasal polyp, masses, the nasal polyp, then benign neoplasia of any nasal cavity or malignant neoplasia. After that we will ask the history of any drug medication that patient is taking, like nasal decongestants, anti-TB drugs or antibiotics. From this we have ruled out rhinitis medicamentosa, since excessive use of nasal decongestant causes rhinitis medicamentosa. And if he is on no medication of anti-TB drugs then or any systemic drugs, then we have ruled out systemic diseases, tuberculosis or sarcoidosis or etc. Then antibiotics, if no antibiotics, then he is not having any bacterial infection. Then we will assess the postnasal space for the presence of any obstructive mass. From this we have ruled out postnasal space tumor, that is squamous carcinoma. Now we are left now we know that the patient is having nasal obstruction for a long time, because after septoplasty he is still complaining of that. So it cannot be acute viral rhinosinusitis since it is spontaneously recurring disease in 3 to 4 days. We are left with allergic chronic rhinosinusitis and non-allergic. This is clear that this cannot be non-allergic since he is having complaints of allergy. So what is our provisional diagnosis? That is chronic allergic rhinosinusitis. Now we will confirm this. That is our third step, final diagnosis. What should be the final diagnosis on examination? How we will confirm the final diagnosis? That is investigations. First is observation. On examination, allergic or atopic faces seen, Then allergic shiners, Denny Morgan's. These are seen on your lower eyelids. In the allergic rhinosinusitis. Then we have pale edematous boggy appearance of nasal mucosa that we can clearly predict with our image hint. Now the fourth observation is allergic salute, that is crease is present on nasal area, nasal crease seen. Now we will confirm our diagnosis through skin prick test. Here we will use one prick of histamine, strong allergen, which is used as a positive control, and second is normal saline, that is a negative control. We will have the test will positive. So we have reached with our final diagnosis, that is chronic allergic rhinosinusitis, since this test is positive for this disease. Lastly, we have come with the management. The first and foremost management, that is our drug of choice, is the nasal corticosteroid. This is the most important we have to do in this disease. The drugs like fluticasone, triamcinolone and budesonide, these are used in the form of nasal sprays and they help prevent and treat inflammation. So sometimes the spray aren't effective, so your doctor will advise you to rinse your nasal cavity with a solution of saline mixed with drops of budesonide or using a nasal mist of the solution. The second management is the saline nasal irrigation with nasal sprays or solution. The same thing, which reduces the drainage and rinses away irritants and allergy. Then if the symptoms become severe, we will use oral or injected corticosteroids. And lastly, that aspirin desensitization, this is generally not used, only used when reaction to aspirin occurs, which causes sinusitis. So this completes our management, the complete case presentation of the chronic allergic rhinosinusitis. The thing which is important in the management is just to apply nasal sprays, nasal corticosteroids. This is the drug of choice for allergic sinusitis. Thank you. I hope you have understand the case.